Hello everyone, welcome back to Beef Reacts, and today we are watching an ICHIGO vs. AIZEN first AMV courtesy call. Now I literally don't know a dang thing about this. I saw the Madara Uchiha vs. AIZEN fight where Madara fought him and won. So the question now is, in this AMV, if you'd be interested in me reacting to the full fight, let me know in the comments below, because I love anime fights. I think they're dope. I think they have great moments. I think AMVs kind of give you the best of the best, and this is one of the ones where I'm not expecting a story. I'm expecting dope ass fighting, and I love me some dope ass fighting. I think dope-ass fighting is what this is for, is what this is ultimately made for.
Hey, yo, here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gonna stop.
Amen.
We gonna turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, yo. Tell them turn it out till they can't no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last one and a courtesy call. Hey, yo, here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gonna stop. We gonna turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, yo.
Yo, it goes hard already. It makes me wish that the issue isn't that I don't like Bleach. The issue is that I have started Bleach like 6 freaking times. Maybe not 6, but enough times where, like, I was up till I had to pull an all-nighter to basically make a bunch of DVDs, because in the 21st century, people didn't want to use a digital link. I'm not saying that I disagree with them paying me for the service. I am just saying that I don't... DVDs are hard, Blu-rays are even harder. It's just a thing that happens. But I was trying to rewatch Bleach, and, like, it's such a slow start. It's, like, I feel bad, because it's, like, I got up to the point where the girl with the red hair, I forgot her name. Like, that's the first time I watched Bleach. I got to the point where her and the one dude get, like, their powers, and I was like, I'm done. I don't want to watch anymore. It's boring. And, like, Naruto, like, starts a little bit quicker. Dragon Ball Z starts quicker. I think Bleach takes so much time to, like, start itself up, and I've heard a lot of things that, like, the first arc is just not great, and once you get past it, like, I wish I got to this, but I think it's like I can watch One Piece and I can watch these things and, like, get to a certain point. I don't know what it is with Bleach. Bleach is the only one of the big 3 that, like, I for some reason have, like, started and restarted so many times. One Piece, I got up to, like, Thriller Bark and stopped watching. Or stopped reading, actually. I was, like, binging the manga. I think I read, like, 400 chapters in, like, close to, like, a week. It was after I read Dead Man Wonderland, believe it or not. But, like, it's like, seeing this, I'm like, damn. I wish I was into it. It's a banger. Oh, he could just do that? I thought if Ichigo looks at the weapon, it breaks. Isn't that... Or he, like, is hypnotized. Is that how that works? Or that's how it works in the world. Oh, that's sick. Yo, he just straight up catches the blade. That's sick as hell. How do you move faster than infinite hypnosis? Alright, yeah, that's sick. That's sick as hell. Butterfly boy going down. Moth boy. I also, for the life of me, do not know how long Bleach actually is. I thought it was like 1,000 episodes. Maybe I'm like wrong. I have to be wrong. How long is Bleach? Because I feel like I definitely watched like 20 episodes. Like, I really don't know. That being said, I have been watching Ruby, which is over 100 episodes, and I have been binging that, and it does not matter. Dude, I just want to know, how the hell do you get to this? Like, I would like to know more context for this fight, but the fact that this is their first fight and that there's more of them tells me it's going to be sick, and he's about to come back and do some dope stuff.
Make me feel it. Oh, I think it might wash away tonight. Awaken from this never-ending fight. It takes love that meets the eye.
Honestly, as an AMV, it's not bad. It's not really cutting on beat, or it's not really doing your classic, I don't want to say classic AMV things, but it's not doing how typically when you want to do AMVs, and I say this every time we watch one, cut on beat. If you're going to cut on beat, figure out what beat you're going to cut on. Think about how long your shots are going to be. How do you have enough stuff to make this work? Like, cutting is a very beautiful thing because it's like a blink of an eye. It's like a punctuation point. It's like it accentuates the camera movement in the camera shot. If you're going to cut, it needs to be with purpose. You can't just cut because you want to cut. And like, that is not me saying that this editor is not good. That is me saying that this is just how editing works. Never ever take the things I say as like me trying to come out here and be rude. This is me just, I can't be like I'm trying to teach, because I'm nobody. I'm really not one to teach. It's not my thing. If I can give you the information, I will. If you're interested in making AMVs, if you're interested in creating something, know that when you cut, it needs to be a purposeful cut. You can't just cut to cut. It needs to have purpose. It needs to have reason. Here, it's not that there's no reason, but you're putting music in the background, so there's nobody on screen. Like your animators have already cut and did this for you. The issue is you're taking an already pre-existing media and you're ripping it, right? And then you're ripping it apart. Now you have all these individual pieces. Now you have to take those individual pieces and you go, oh, this is really cool. Well, if I juxtapose this with this scene right here and I mash them together, well, it's no longer what you have. You've created a new tapestry. You've created an entirely new piece. This, though, when you rely on what is already there and you rely on the, like, you're just like, oh, this was a cool fight, I want to put music to the back of it. You're making these choices, and it's not that it's bad. It's that it's just, you can highlight, you can create so much more meaning out of it by having things come together. And when it's done well, you can just feel it. You ever see a music video that just, like, that Shelter music video, that guy is amazing. That person is just amazing at what they do. Like, it's that's the point of, like, media, though. Like, that's what we're getting out of it. It's this growth. See, there's cut on beat. You'd have to cut there. That's good. There, cut. You'd want to cut either to black or completely change the vibe here. So you'd have to use a scene that, like, would be Ichigo at the lowest, and then the turning point would be at the Heyo. Like, that would be like this, because we know the beat's about to come in with a bucket banger. Like, it needs the 1-2 punch of it, but there's not the 1-2 punch there.
in
Wait
this
for it.
club. When we get started, man, we ain't
Wait for
gonna
it.
stop. We gon' turn it out till it gets too hot.
More cutting.
Everybody sing, hey, yo.
Not what I expected. Not what I expected at all.
Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last one and a courtesy call.
See, they used the explosion there to hit with the beat. That was smart. If you can't do it with a cut, do it with a moment where that beat happens on screen in a way. And like, maybe I'm not trying to be overly critical of something that was made like 9 years ago. That's not fair. It's more of, I'm doing it because I want it to be something. I want it to have its oomph. I want it to have its love. I want it to have its growth and creation. And I think that's just the way it's just, you know, I always feel bad because people that are critics, they usually never do anything. And that's like the issue. Like, it's, if you meet someone and all they ever do is criticize and all they ever do is just be like, this is what's bad about it. This person, honestly, I don't know how old they were when they made this. I don't know if this was their first journey into editing. This is good. Like, this isn't bad. It's like, the things I'm pointing out are, like, you're slapping things together in Windows Live Movie Maker, which I started when I was 14. That's actually a lie. I started doing that when I was 12. Holy shnikes, I've been editing for over 11 years. Not consistently, mind you, but, like, learning and practicing and trying to get better at it. You have about 11 years of that. Not me, but, like, you start somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere. And then it's like, the things I'm suggesting, hey, make sure you try to come on beat more often. Hey, if you're going to do it. There's obviously reasons why they made this, and there's reasons why they did it the way they did it. I don't know what those reasons are. I can only look at the finished product. Same way, if you're in this industry and you're really interested in learning how to be an editor, learning how to be a content creator, learning how to be a videographer, the problems that you ran in during your production have absolutely no bearing on what the final product is. It doesn't matter. It does. I can tell you from experience, it did not matter that my recording failed and I did not have any footage. I failed because I did not give a client a product, because in the real world, if you lose a wedding video, you don't get paid. You don't just not get paid. You give the money back, you lose your reputation, and you're probably not going to do another wedding in your life. Because it takes one mess up in this field to never work again. And that's not me saying this to scare anyone. That's me telling you what the pressure is and why it costs what it costs and why it is as hard as it is. You have to be a producer. You cannot sit here and not produce. This person has done infinitely more than a majority of other people that want to be here, because at the end of the day, they have made something. Granted, they have room for growth, same way I have an insane room for growth. Let's face it, this green background is not attractive, it's not good. I need to work on set design because I suck at it. My lighting, the front of my face, I have two lights over here. They should be in front of me, they should be higher, they should be down on me. They're not. Why? Because if you look up, they're literally I shouldn't say literally. They're practically touching the ceiling. Those are issues that are on my end from a production standpoint that I need to fix. You can't fix it for me, and that's just the facts of life about it. Like, this, I'm not saying all this to be like this Debbie Downer. I'm saying, like, I love film, media, writing. I love this with everything in me, and this is what I've always wanted to do for as long as I can remember. Not maybe exactly, I didn't wake up when I was like 3 and I was like, damn, I want to watch other people's content and react to it in real time. That's not what I was, but when I was 3 years old, I wrote my first story, and I got to read it in front of my class, and I think that's, not 3, I wasn't 3. When I was 3 years old, I used to tell stories when I was 6 and in first grade. Yeah, I was in first grade when that happened. We did show and tell, and like I didn't have anything, so I just wrote my own story, and I was like, hey, I wrote this, and like the entire crowd laughed and like enjoyed it. And I think from that point on, I realized, was that 12? When the frick was first grade? 9? 8? No, 6. I was 6. Holy shnikes, I was 6 years old. And like from that point, I think I always knew I wanted to do something creative, and like I never liked sitting still, even though I sit still most of the day. I never liked doing the same thing over and over and over again. So like, I love this. I love the fact that I can break down media and do it. And like, if you're someone out there who's genuinely interested in learning more about this or like that type of thing, do it. Like, there's so many free resources. Your head is a camera. And like, this is when I was probably 14 and my mom didn't want to buy me a camera and yada yada yada. I used to use like my own head as a camera. Like, I was like, okay, so I have an eye. My eye can focus in and out. I can look up, down, left, right. And I used to like film literal sequences in my head. I still do it all the time. But like, I have a really good like, from practicing that, you gain the ability to see as like a director. You could be like, if I place a camera up there, what is that going to look like? And you can imagine it. And like, that's the beauty of like what you're doing here. It's not about what you want to do and what your limitations are. It's about what your creativity is and how you can get there with what you currently have and growth. Like, it's a beautiful thing. And I know this is a really long tangent. I am so sorry, but this is just something that's been on like my heart and just mine for a very long time. And like, getting to watch this, just, it's inspiring because look, this is someone who made something, and like, the room to grow isn't an insult. It should be an inspiring thing because it is. Like, look how dope this is. Like, that works. That one, not as much. Boom, boom, too soon, boom, 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 boom. Absolute banger of a video. The booms are just like places where ideally you'd want to cut if you had footage. If you don't have footage, you have to do what this person did, which is more or less wait 2 cuts or 2 beats to actually be able to do it. But ideally, if you're making a 1-minute video, you want about, I think you want what? For every one, what was it? It's like for every 1 second, you want 4 shots of B-roll. No. For every 4 seconds, you want 1 shot of B-roll and 1 main thing, ideally. That's if you're creating something on your own. That's just a good rule of thumb to make sure you always have shot variety. You want to film, and if you're going to do something where it's 4 seconds of B-roll, you don't actually want to film just 4 seconds and then shut it off. That is the worst mistake you can make, and believe me, I've made it way too many times because you're going to be there editing at some point being like, where the fuck is this? It's like, I thought I had more. You don't. For every 4 seconds, film 10. Just trust. Big trust here. But is it the end? Oh, damn. What's going on? ICHIGO's back? No, ICHIGO's back. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been me talking for 18 minutes over a 4-minute video. I don't know how I do it. I really don't know how I do it. But thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. If you don't mind, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. It'd be really appreciated. And I hope you have a great day.